The robots are taking over, but fear not, there's a lot of money to be made. Welcome to another video. As always, if you enjoy it, hit subscribe, check out my new second channel. Any questions, drop me a comment and I'm happy to answer. So it's no secret that AI and robotics is really the way forward, and all businesses and society in general will make use of it and benefit from it in the end. But the companies that manages to adopt it early stands to make a lot of money from it. And it's already disrupting some major industries. So let's have a look at what it actually is and the different uses of robots, so to speak. So the first one is, and the one that is already taken over completely, is automation. Basically robots making stuff, either in a factory or, mainly on assembly lines, whether it be cars or industrial equipment. Robots makes more stuff than humans do, and they make it a lot faster, better, more precise, and it's a lot cheaper. So this is an industry where the robotics companies are making a ton of money. We'll get to that later. I'll give you some stocks you can actually invest in later on, by the way. Autonomous transport, very sort of a buzzword at the moment. You have all car companies and truck companies scrambling to make the first self-driving car, but it's also gonna go to planes, boats, trains, buses, you name it. All sort of transportation will be autonomous in the end, and it's just who's gonna get there first. It's not just the car companies that's gonna benefit, but the companies actually making the software that allows the vehicles to drive themselves. Algorithms already very big, with, for example, Google and Facebook using algorithms to monitor their platforms. It can be used for analysis, so you can have a huge set of data, and from that data you can build algorithms to find what you want to find. You can monitor large amounts of people, whether it's on a social network or in society in general for the government. And it's also used for trading, algorithmic trading. So that's machines that trade stocks on the stock market with seconds in between trades, which has shown to be very effective. Then you have maybe the holy grail, which is machine learning, which is like actual robots that's going to be human-like in the end. And this is sort of the big futuristic vision, where you have something called general AI, which means that the robots are intelligent just as us, and they will think for themselves. But for now it's going to mainly be smart robots that can be used in healthcare or in the home, or maybe out on the streets, keeping things safe. And then you obviously have bots, which can be used in any sort of business where you have a machine that does something over and over again, and every time it makes a mistake, it learns from that mistake, and it eventually becomes way more efficient than an actual human being. And then one that is maybe a little bit up in the air is actually warfare. In the end, war will only be robots and computers. So right now there's obviously a lot of hacking and cyber attacks going on between countries, and also in some capacity robot soldiers, whether it's human soldiers with robotic equipment, or if it's unmanned aircrafts, or you name it, or if it's actually going to be robot soldiers on the ground. We don't know yet, but this will be the case in some capacity. So already the major disruption is happening in manufacturing. All big factories are using robots. It's happening in healthcare, where you have robots that can actually do surgeries now and find out what diseases you have and help you get the best healthcare you can. Transportation is obviously massive. It's just a race to the finish line now. The end is in sight, and in 5 to 10 years everything will be self-driving. So there's going to be an unheard of disruption in the transportation and personal vehicle space. And then you obviously have investing, where with algorithms on Wall Street doing a lot of the trading, and maybe sometime in the future, algorithms and computers are going to do more investing and trading than actual people are. So I'm going to now go to some of the stocks, companies, ETFs that you can actually invest in to make money from this huge chain. Well, most of them are from Japan. We start off, Fanuc is from Japan. They work in manufacturing automation, so that's going to be robots only. You know, those robots armed that just builds cars and stuff. Then you have from the US, Nvidia. Now I do own shares of Nvidia, and they obviously have the chips that are so powerful that they can be used for artificial intelligence. Yaskawa, surprisingly enough from Japan, makes robots for all sorts of automation, not just automotive or manufacturing or healthcare, but pretty much automation across the board. Omron, industrial, medical and automotive automation, so it's almost the same as Yaskawa. I think they're also from Japan. So a lot of these companies makes robots, and these robots can obviously be used for anything. They also use tracking systems and monitoring software that can sort of automate the whole process, not just the making, but the design, the planning, the efficiency planning, etc. From the US, our very own Google, they obviously do algorithms. Google and YouTube is based on algorithms. They're working on autonomous driving with Venmo, is it, or whatever? And then they obviously bought Boston Dynamics, so they're actually working on robots. Google again does everything, so take it with a grain of salt. Then we have a Swiss company, ABB, out of Europe, which does robotics and automation in healthcare and just in general. A very high quality company. It's been around for a very long time. Most of these have actually been around for a very, very, very long time. And then at the bottom you have two ETFs. Now I love these ETFs. One is called Robo, one is called BOTZ. Both are really expensive, pay no dividend, but man, you get all of these companies and more. This is, I'm going to go ahead and say, especially BOTZ, which I own personally, is the ETF to be in. I mean, there is no way these companies are not going to explode as the global demand for robots and automation just explodes with it. So definitely two ETFs to look for. There's not much difference, but I like the companies better in BOTZ, and it's a little bit cheaper. There's no dividend to speak of, so have your pick. But I think you should at least look into one of them, because I think it's a little bit risky going with one automation company, because you never know who's going to get the big contract with the big new Tesla factory, or who's going to get the new license for all the hospitals in Germany or whatever. So it is inherently risky. So good luck. The robots are coming. Make sure you make some money off of them before they kill you and destroy your home and take over the whole planet. Hope you're having a merry December so far and really kicking off the holiday spirit. And as always, I'll see you in my next video. Visit investingforall.net and my second YouTube channel.